Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the afternoon edition of Creative Talent Productions. And I'm coming on here specifically for for our president, for Mr. Donald J. Trump. Um, Hello, Mr. President. I hope you're well today. Um, this is a juice that I make. This is celery, and this is one whole lemon, not the entire lemon, but what this is the stalks from the celery because I don't waste food. So, for the president, Donald J. Trump, if you have a glass of celery and lemon juice every day, a glass this size, and this is a 16-ounce mason jar, and it's for canning. And if you have a 16-ounce glass of celery and lemon water daily, and you poach or steam, what's the same thing? Any of the protein that you're going to have, and I would recommend, very strongly recommend, you only have fish and steam the vegetables, and only one potato, no gravy. And you can add curry, add some curry powder because curry powder is very, very healthy for you, and black pepper. Don't use salt. But anyway, this is a healthy, healthy drink for the president, for anyone, because without good health, we have nothing. So you can have all of the money in the world. If you have ill, failing health, um, there's really not much you can do other than spend a lot of money on health care. And there are some people, there are many people that are very, very well off financially where they can have that extra expenditure. But for the majority of people, it's not in our wheelhouse, our financial wheelhouse, unless again you're very wealthy. People have insurance and all that. But anyway, strongly recommend this for health and nutrition. Here's to health and nutrition, and here's to everybody staying safe and healthy. I just had to go and do my civic duties and well, my my tax paying responsibilities. I had to just go pay my taxes, and they're not due until well for another a few more days. But I um, because of the misstep that they took, which seems to be an ongoing thing here with this little township. They're trying to claim that they never received the water bill. 7324. Numbers I'll never forget. 42 was the fire, the ladder my ex-husband worked in, and 73 was the engine. So obviously, and I don't, like I said millions of times, I always pay my bills, very responsible. So anyway, they're a bunch, that's Karenville up there, so yeah, maybe somebody will locate that check that mysteriously went missing. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that has gone on here, and because I shared the story about the little foolishness that they did with me with my an existing building on the property, the shed, the infamous shed war. It was like, you people out of your mind? Yeah, well, they are. What happened with that situation was somebody wasn't taking care of their fiscal responsibility with bookkeeping, and then they all said they kind of maybe sat around after having some donuts, and they said, well, listen, let's go see what we can do, or we can recoup this money. So they came after me for a shed that was here when I purchased a home, which was on the listing. All kinds of nonsense with that, which that's going to be addressed with the New York State Controller, because the fact that you have zero oversight with these little townships here is something that you need to totally look into. All right. Because there's just stuff that is unacceptable. All right. And it's so this is all about politics, you understand? Because people want to try to control their narrative, and then when somebody speaks up against what they're accustomed to, then they want to, you're perceived as, oh, an agitator. Yeah, I'm an agitator talking for justice. Yeah, okay. You go, you run along with that story. Add hieroglyphics to it too, because you know what? It's as old as Medusa. When people speak out against corruption, then those who are corrupt want to label that individual as an agitator. Because what happens is once you start rocking the boat, well, then the boat keeps swaying. You understand? The boat keeps on swaying. Yeah. And, well, it's like, let's pick on her. Pick on Patty Day. I don't think so. Not them, not anybody. Mm-mm. It's a wild scenario. But in other breaking news, um, tomatoes are on sale today. They were supposed to be 2 for $5, but it was something else that was 2 for $5. Oh, it was the red potatoes. A 4 pound bag of red potatoes, 2 for $5. I mean, you can't go wrong with red potatoes now, can you? Did I tell everybody about the dilemma? Oh, the dilemma. This is what I've always done in my life. Anytime I've ever had any individual, I'll say individual because I'm not going to use any obscene language, to try to be cute. Well, I just showed up on them, and boy, I turned it around on them and flipped it inside out on them, and they're like, "Oh wow, she's very clever. How did she do that?" It's called DFWM. There you go. Very simple. And that applies to anybody, you know. It's like the mean girls. The mean girls who, hi, how are you? Oh, you look so nice. You look great. Did you lose weight? Oh, that bitch, I can't stand her. That's what women do. That is women. That is women. And see, I'm not like that. If you're gonna be like somebody who's like you wanna have like a problem with me, it's gonna be your problem. Because to be honest, I don't have the time to entertain what someone has going on in their cabeza, you know? And it turns out that people will just have like, they'll have problems with people about little minute minutia. And it's like, what? Like, no, 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 I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have some existing issues you have not resolved at this point in your life, but I suggest whatever is going on, don't bring it to the workforce. You know, don't bring it to people because you have some type of bias that you inherently have, you know, and that's what happens with people. People are just, my God, I was probably a psychiatrist in my past life. No, I actually do work well. I could figure out people really good. And anyway, that's my story. But everybody, don't forget those potatoes. The potatoes are on sale. They're 2 for $4, 2 for $5. Red potatoes, a 4 pound bag. You know, you could cook and then you could freeze. It's actually so that's what I used to always do. That's what would do. My domesticated wifery. Yes, my wifery skills have always been top notch. Dinner's always been prepared. The house is always clean. The laundry's always done. Where were you? No. Where were you? Now. That's me. Anyway, everybody, have a good evening. I'll be back. And try to make light and humor out of stuff because we're just living. I mean, we have been living in very, very tense times, and now it's Donald J. Trump. If I could actually talk to you one on one and just take my hand, you could have security. I would say, I would hold your hand and say, Donald, you have to do better. You have to do better. Donald, you can't be doing all this stuff, Donald. You have to do better, Donald. Don't listen to Stephen Miller, Donald. Stephen Miller is an angry man. I told you, Donald. Stephen Miller got his ass kicked when he was in diapers in nursery school. A Latino kid, an Arab or a black or an Asian kid must have took his bottle and they took his formula and then they made him pay every day. That's what happened. Don't listen to him no more, please. No, but I'm for real though. He's a very very hate filled man. Much hatred in his heart. I don't see that from Donald Trump, although he's not somebody I would be hanging with. Like we wouldn't be shooting pool. But I believe that it's Stephen Miller who's coming up, and that Voight guy. I mean, Donald is his own personality on a whole, but he has these other influencers that are basically cajoling him into making all these accusations, you know? And there are a lot of people that are like that. See, I'm not like that. I don't get influenced by nobody. It's like, yeah, what? What do you want? Yeah, and that I've been like that since I like I said, I tell people when I was born, I came out with a grenade in my hand because there's always been people always trying to come for me. It's like not that I would ever do anything harmful, but it's like okay, you want to roll like this, so I'm going to show you how the game works, and that's it. Anyway, everybody, stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated, and always do the right thing by people. And Donald, remember, stay hydrated and do the IV in your leg. You could do the IV in your leg. Yes, you can because there's a main artery. There's a main artery. Yep, it's right behind the knee. The doctor will tell you. Have a good. Bye. Oh, and when do you stop? When do people stop monitoring me, Mr. Ed? Oh God, nightmare. Bye.